Baked, fried or hard-boiled, it's a hot big breakfast on 4.
Yeah, we're locking, we're popping, we're breaking.
Good morning and welcome to the Big Breakfast. It is Wednesday, the 22nd of November.
Yes!
Midweek, the midweek breakfast show.
It's the midweek breakfast show. It means we've got a Christmas pre-record after the show today, gang. I think today we're going to be pre-recording the show after Boxing Day.
That's right.
Yes, the 27th we're doing today. That's after the show, but on today's show, I'm Johnny Bourne. This is, of course...
Denise Van Outen.
Exactly right. And here's what's going... Denise, did you get up to anything exciting yesterday?
No,
We'll talk about it in a second. At 7:10, we'll be finding about the truth about the crisis affecting the charity shops of Great Britain.
And then at 7:15, we'll be getting down with the man who co-wrote and produced Music Makes the People Come Together. Yes, it's Mirwais.
What's it say? No, I don't think his name is Mirwais or whatever.
Mirwais.
It's not Mirwais or whatever.
A sexy Frenchman.
You like what?
Sexy Frenchman.
You like sexy Frenchmen? Mirwais, I'm not being funny, but does that get you going when she does that?
I'm shy, you know.
Really? You shy? But does she get you going?
I'll
bring you out of your French shell.
Okay.
I bet. Hey, you try, you like, I do you good deal, eh? You know what? Richard Bacon is out and about, ladies and gentlemen, celebrating a very special anniversary this morning. There we go. Plus, we'll be having a phone link-up with Australia's most notorious criminal. There is a fantastic film that I think is out on Friday. I had the privilege of watching it yesterday. It's called Chopper.
I've heard about this film.
And it is absolutely... Well, it's very funny if you're a fan of the film The Castle. It's got one of the stars of The Castle in it. And I'm talking to the actual guy it's based on, Chopper Reed, a man who chopped his own ears off to get out of prison. But he's
you're going to speak to him on the phone?
Well, I'm going to speak to him on the phone in the shed a little bit later. He's an extraordinary character. And... Go on, you can do mine.
Okay, and we've got the stars of legal drama North Square.
Yeah.
Live in here. That's Phil Davis and Bruce Miller. Morning, Phil.
Morning, Phil.
Morning.
How are you this morning?
Very well.
I see you're here bright and early. Guests don't normally pull in at 7:05.
They just
He was
picked
here
me
at
up. They dragged me
4:30
out of bed this morning.
Did they?
Dragged me here by my hair.
Actually, do you know, you've still got a bit of bed head at the back. Phil. No, I'm not being funny. Just turn around. Look at that bit of bed head.
No.
The camera can pick up. Look, Phil Davis, genuine bed head. Lovely to see. He's bed fresh, actually. I went near him and I just felt myself crashing out.
You have to do the eye test as well if you've got a little bit of jelly in your eye.
The jelly in the eye?
Early morning guest on the Big Breakfast.
You love a bit of crud.
Or bad breath.
You love crud in your eyes.
Crud for the nation.
Easy.
Oh,
okay.
what?
You haven't...
I did shave.
Oh, yes, you have. Okay, just error trapping. Right now, I think
hasn't shaved.
we've got it. Jasmine, she keeps her armpits down like that. They're really bristly.
Really hairy.
They're really hairy. Keep by your side, Jazz.
It's Jasmine
We know your stance on body hair. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jasmine Lawson.
Good morning. These are the main stories on Wednesday, the 22nd of November. Gore gets the kiss of life and the angels meet Charlie. Vice President Al Gore has been given another shot at the White House. Florida's Supreme Court has ruled hand-counted ballots must be included in the final tally. The final count is due on Sunday. Gore trails Republican candidate George W. Bush by 900 votes.
The court has consistently held that the right of the people to cast their vote is the paramount concern overriding all others.
The government insists there's no need for a ban on French beef, despite a warning from the Ministry of Agriculture. Meanwhile, EU agriculture ministers have agreed to screen millions of cows across Europe. Airlines begin issuing health warnings on tickets for long-haul flights today. It's thought passengers in cramped conditions risk developing potentially fatal blood clots and comes as the House of Lords unveil a report into the condition. A Lib Dem report claims pupil-teacher ratios in secondary schools are the worst in 25 years. The report found that there's an average of 17 pupils per teacher. It reckons another 5,000 teachers are needed to return to 1997 levels. Charlie's Angels finally lived up to their name last night, being the special guests of a proper Charlie. The Prince of Wales had 2 of the stars of the hit film round for dinner as thanks for the cash tomorrow's premiere will generate for his Prince's Trust charity. Here's the sport. Capitalism may have finally killed rugby union. The entire England squad is on strike, demanding a bigger share of profits. No one's expected at training this morning ahead of Saturday's game with Argentina.
They just seem to be so focused on what they're getting paid Saturday, as opposed to the whole package put together, and they didn't seem to want to listen.
Manchester United topped their Champions League second stage group thanks to a Paul Scholes double strike over the Greek side Panathinaikos. He clinched a 3-1 victory with goals in the 81st and 90th minutes. That's the Big Breakfast News. The very hairy Simon's at the house with the weather.
Thanks very much, Jasmine. Good morning to you too. Well, rather blustery and indeed rainy morning for most of us, but hopefully that should clear up as we move on through the day. Back to this morning though, and pretty much all of the British Isles is going to be getting hit by that heavy rain and those cold, blustery winds at one stage or another. In particular, the West Coast, Wales there, Northern Ireland and indeed Scotland, a tree getting hit quite badly by wind there. The East Coast will also get hit, but it'll be a little bit lighter there probably. As we move on to this afternoon, still wet and blustery, particularly in Northern Ireland and in Scotland. A few leftover showers elsewhere though. The south and the east of England should get off a bit lighter, but don't tempt Dr. Rain. He's wily and he'll probably sneak in there a little bit later. Also, if you're very lucky, you might see a glimpse of sun this afternoon in the south, but don't count your chickens. A quick look at those rather chilly temperatures then. An 8 up in Edinburgh today, a 7 for Belfast, a 9 for Wales and the Midlands, and a 10 in London, so a little bit warmer than the last couple of days. Quick look at tomorrow, brighter in the north, but with 1 or 2 showers. The middle, bright again, with a small chance of rain, and the south, rather cold and wet and unpleasant, I'm afraid. Give me a call if you want to know your weather. I'm back in 30. Now it's over to Johnny and Denise.
Thank you very much, Simon Fielder. Hey, you know when I arrived at the house earlier this morning?
What happened, Denise?
I noticed some girl outside with a big banner. Did you see that?
Oh, I did actually. Do you know what? Let's get our jackets on. Come on, let's call her bluff. Stanley, got a jacket, thanks.
She's got this big sign.
It's absolutely spontaneous. We just have to have our coats on hand and a microphone. Should we go? Let's go this way. Here we go.
Come on. Follow me. Oh, it's very chilly out here. Excuse me, weather team.
You're right, Simon.
Come and say hello to this lovely lady.
Simon, there's a line. Don't cross that line. Hello there, Mike. Is that you?
That's me. On Summer's Day.
And what time did you get here this morning?
About 6:15.
About 6:15.
6:15, because we couldn't find it. It's hidden away, isn't it?
It is hidden away. So you got here. Denise, we don't normally do this.
No,
but this just intrigued us. Do you know why? Because Denise and I, we love enthusiasm.
We do, yeah.
We love people who make the effort. And here is a lady that has clearly made the effort, and a chap as well.
Thank you.
Denise, you're a superstar. I think you're really cool. You really make us girlies laugh and make all the boys drool. Yeah. You work with every day. That saucy, sexy yob. Saucy, sexy yob. Yob. Sexy yob.
Sometimes you're a lazy yob.
When you go, he'll miss you so, but I'll gladly take your job. Oh my, give us a try.
So tell us, why do you think you'd be perfect for the big breakfast then?
Because I'm the only one that's very similar to you, in my eyes.
So you like to whack them out for the nation?
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Let's have a look. There they are. That's a lovely pair of boxing gloves, man.
She made me come, otherwise she'd give me a right hook, you know.
She what?
She made me
easy, man, easy. Don't try and get some kind of dreadful innuendo banter going.
I think we could arrange it for you to have an audition, don't you?
Yeah. Hang on, wait, Ed is saying no.
Our producer just said no.
Ed's just saying no. I'm sorry about that. That's what he just said.
Try Channel 5.
Hang on, just Ed, a specific reason, Ed? He's saying, don't stick it on me. Okay, that's nice. But anyway, listen, thank you very much for going down here and making the effort. That's a lovely effigy there.
It is. Would you like a copy?
Yes. Of that? You want that for your dressing room?
We have some blue
It's not quite hardcore enough for me. Hardcore, you know the score. Listen, thank you very much for coming down. What's your name?
Bianca.
Bianca, ladies and gentlemen, Bianca. Ladies and gentlemen, past Simon Field. It's Simon Field's weather, Matt. It's the weather you missed because you were chasing Stan round, interfering with his buttocks around the room.
Anyway, all this week we've been meeting our American friends, the Lardburgers. Join them today and you could win, excuse me, you're masking my shot.
Go on, I had to walk through, didn't I?
You could win a twin centre holiday to Monte Carlo and the French Alps. Here's how, have a look at this.
Yeah.
Flower competition, Yanks for the memory, and you and a friend could be heading off on a 6-night adventure to Monte Carlo and the French Alps. To mark the retail video release of The World Is Not Enough, the latest Bond thriller starring Pierce Brosnan as 007 will fly you to Nice, helicopter you to Monte Carlo, and provide a self-drive hire car to get you to the French Alps. And if that's not enough, we'll give you the chance to test your skills on a series of ice driving activities. Your prize includes travel insurance too. One winner must be over 21 and hold a valid driver's license. Both must hold valid passports. For your chance of winning, just answer the following question. The first James Bond film starring Sean Connery was A. Dr. No, B. Dr. Yes, or C. Dr. Maybe. And call 0900 144 7744 with your answer.
Cause you sorrow, meant to cause you pain, yeah?
Okay.
Hello there. In yesterday's paper review, we discovered that Britain's charity shops are in crisis, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, who said crisis? Crisis. I invited anyone who works in charity shops to come on the show and explain how they're being priced out of the market. And I'm pleased to say the invitation has been answered. Would you please welcome Lecha Klauder? Is that pronounced roughly correctly?
Roughly.
Okay.
Lecha
Klauder.
That's it.
Okay,
Perfect.
from the Charity Shop Association, ladies and gentlemen. Morning, Lecha. How are you this morning?
I'm fine.
It's early, isn't it?
Very early. I'm delighted to be here and awake.
Okay. Well, are you? I mean, I have to ask this for the viewers, but are you normally an early riser in the morning?
Not quite this early.
Sorry. Okay. What? All right. Just because you got a loyalty card thing. Okay. Let's get right to the point here, Lecha. Is there a crisis?
I don't think so. You know what the press are like. I mean, times are difficult. There's no doubt about that. I mean, but not just for charity shops. Charity shops actually have enormous support from the public. A recent survey showed that something like 94% of the public thought... Students, everyone actually, thought they were a really good way of raising money for charity. 4 out of 5 people, maybe you, certainly me, have donated something to a shop. And 3 out of 5 people have actually been in and bought something.
Okay.
So there's lots, there's lots of support. They are raising lots of money for charity, but times are difficult. I mean, I looked at the figures yesterday, and I think over the last 5 years they've raised something like between 450 and 500 million for
just
charities.
Just charity shops in Britain have raised that amount of money?
And that's raised that money, meaning profit for charitable work over the last 5 years.
Okay.
And so they're still doing that, but the last couple of years things have been tougher and profits have been not that easy to come by.
How can anyone be... Because charity shops, I know, you get a lot of good breaks because essentially, obviously it is charity work, so the tax position is different, your business rates are reduced, which means you can have prime-time sites and pay a lot less than most retailers. You don't have to pay your staff.
Well, we do have thousands of volunteers supporting the shops, but there are also paid staff.
There's paid staff?
Oh, yes, there are. I mean,
not very charitable, is it?
What, paying staff?
Well, it's not, is it?
I don't think...
If you say I work for charity, essentially it means you do it for free, doesn't it? You work for charity.
Well...
You say, well, they want you to give money, don't they? OK. Who is to blame for the tough new competition? Lecha?
Well... There are lots of theories, but the fact of the matter is that... well, I'd like to be able to do so.
Well, you can blame her for anything. We always start off by blaming her, and then generally we branch off
me on board.
And get specific.
But really, our shops have been terrifically successful up to about 2 years ago. And about 2 years ago, profits began to even out, shall we say, so it was harder to make a growth in real profits. And it was round about the time, funnily enough, that Marks and Spencer started to see problems. And I think that what charity shops are seeing now is a reflection of what is happening on the high street to clothing retailers as a whole.
Right.
So Marks and Spencer's have got problems, C&A...
Hang on, wait a second. Everyone says Marks and Spencer's got problems, yeah? And everyone wants to bash them, but a lot of people, again, you say it's the press, but it's an agenda. Marks and Spencer's, I think, made £138 million last year. I think their profits are only down from like £198 million.
I think they were down quite significant in
they
percentage
they still managed to pay an enormous amount of staff and cover it and make a huge profit. I mean, they're not down on their luck.
No, they're not down on their luck.
Marks
they're
are
finding
rocking.
it harder. They're just finding it harder to make more profits.
Right, OK, but they're still making profit. Everyone's making out like Marks and Spencer's failing. They're making huge amounts of
but
money.
that's exactly the same situation as charity shops. They're still making money,
Yeah.
but they're finding it harder to grow that profit.
OK.
And you asked me the question of why, and
right,
I think that there's no doubt that one of the reasons why is the growth of the discount retailers. 5 years ago, if you'd walked down Oxford Street, you wouldn't have found the likes of New Look, for example, where you can buy new clothing very cheaply. And there's another name, Matalan, that everyone's talking about.
Right.
Primark, Peacock, there's a whole range of them.
I know, it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate for charities that you are entering into the world of capitalism there, even though you're a charity. You know, it's just an unfortunate thing that you will get competition.
Absolutely.
That's what happens. It's one of the only good things about capitalism is the competition, because it keeps hopefully prices low and wages up. When that disappears, whoa.
Well, I mean, I think the fact of the matter is these new discount retailers have been extremely successful, and I think that's partly because shopping habits have changed. People are actually more interested, perhaps, in shopping more frequently, spending less.
Perhaps also a lot of people don't want just like an old suit that smells of urine.
Well, come on, you're being unfair. You're being unfair.
Not funny. I bought haunted trousers at a charity shop before. I'm not being funny. Every time I got drunk, they used to howl. Do you know what?
You're being unfair.
I'm being very unfair, Laker. That's just my style. It's been lovely having you down on the show this morning. You're saying it's relative profit. The charity shops are still going
absolutely.
strongly.
They're raising vital funds for charity.
We put this to test on the OB, and I think we can now, I hope. I don't know if I've stood up, actually. It's quite unnecessary. Just felt more, you know, authoritative. Let's go over to Richard Bacon, who I gather is with little Richard Ackerman, the man in the woman's coat. Bacon, what a guan.
Let me show you, actually, because of communication problems, you sound like a Dalek, but I can sort of get the gist of what you're saying. We've got some men in women's coats. These are coats bought from charity shops. They're just two of the items. What I did yesterday, I went around 3 charity shops. I went to Scope, Help the Aged, and Oxfam. And here's what I got. Have a look down here. Come to the women's coats in a second. At Scope, we've got a board game from each. Have a look at that. We've got the Question of Sport board game, women's shoes, a book, a teddy, some men's trousers, and that's the third women's coat that none of us could get into. That all for less than £20, £15.30 for all of that. Then over here, this lot is Help the Aged. Again, this came to £18.23. We've got a kids game, a book, shoes, a toy, and also this particular woman's coat. That one there from Help the Aged. And then finally, we went to Oxfam, which includes this lot here, the shoes, another set of men's trousers, a Mastermind board game, an odd-looking doll, a teddy, and finally, this woman's coat here as well, which we put men in. That came to £18 exactly. So less than £20 from each one, less than £60 in total for this collection of stuff. That's it from us for now. Back to the house.
Very much. I've got to tell you, I mean, Laker, it's looking to me like very good value. I was going to say to you that, you know, charity shops have priced themselves out of the market, but he's got a woman's coat, pair of slacks, pair of women's shoes, book, board game, soft toy, slacks, yeah, and one other item, all for under £20. That's not just because they're a diligent and intelligent and hard-working crew of men. They're certainly not. That's just because they walked into that shop and did the business. Do you know what? We're going to take a break now. Thank you very much, Laker, for coming down here. Laker, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming down here indeed. I'm going to talk to you a lot about charity during the break. But after the break, we'll be meeting the man behind Madonna's music, people, bourgeois, disco, DJ. Do you know what? Mirwais is here, ladies and gentlemen. Mirwais makes Madonna sound young.
If you've just woken up. Now, if I told you that my next guest is A, French, B, a record producer, and C, used to be in a punk band called Taxi Girl, you'd be forgiven for not being particularly enthused. But if I told you he was responsible for this, it might start to change your mind. Yes. Yes, Maradona. He's the biggest thing to have come out of France since the Channel Tunnel. Would you please welcome to the show French Uber producer Mirwaz? Yes. Good morning to you.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey. So now we've just seen Madonna's smash hit there.
Yeah.
Which you produced for her. How did you end up working with her? Are you friends? Do you go back a long way?
No, it was on behalf of a friend of mine, Stéphane Sednaoui. He's a video music director, you know.
Right.
He did a video for me for my first single, Disco Science. And he sent it to the boss of Maverick, you know, she has a...
Yeah, she's got her own record label.
Maverick. And everybody loved my single there. And she called me back because she was interested to work with me.
Right.
Yeah.
So did you have sort of a lunch meeting and go to the Harvester and chat about it?
Nice. Yeah.
Surfing over a surf and turf.
Yeah.
Helping yourself to the salad cart. Now, you've actually co-written and produced not just one track, but I've got here 6 songs with Madonna,
Yeah, 6.
5 of which appear on the new album,
Yeah.
which is fantastic.
Six tracks.
So how does the creative process work between you guys? Who does what?
No, I was working with her, you know, on the basic here in London. We went straight in the studio in London for maybe a period of 10 days. We did vocals, basic structure, and I came back to Paris and I was working alone, you know, on all the processing, on the manipulation, on the voices and all the effects. And we mixed it in London in March, you know. The period
So
recording.
you move around quite a lot then to do a track?
Yeah, because you know when you work with computer, it's a very long processing. You can't stay just. It was difficult, you know, to record with Madonna behind my back. Said to me, okay, let's go, let's hurry, you know.
Yeah.
It's a long process.
Yeah, it's working with computers.
Yeah.
I'm like that when I play Tetris.
Yeah.
I can only stand so much, and then I have to move on.
Yeah, you're right.
So what's she genuinely like? Does she give it sort of all the megastar bit when she's with you, or is she quite a normal, down-to-earth lass?
No, she's a combination, both.
Yeah.
I think she's.
Can she be quite difficult then at times? Has she ever shouted at you? Have you ever pooed your pants?
No.
No? So she's not that scary?
No.
Has working with Madonna opened a lot of doors for you?
Yes.
To work with other people?
Obviously, what I can say. Yes, no, it's like a big light on me.
Yeah. So what sort of people have asked to work with you now that you've worked with Maddie?
Everybody. From the most indies band to the mainstream.
Yeah. It's a nice position to be in, isn't it? When you can turn people down.
You can say that.
Yeah, I usually do that at the Ritzy in Tottenham on a Friday night. Sorry, I can't dance with you. No, so do you actually say to Madonna if you think she's in the wrong? Would you actually stand up to her and say to her, I think you're wrong, Mad? We're going to do it my way.
Yes. Normal. She's a human being. You can say a normal thing. It depends on the situation, but when you do music, it's not. It's a simple process, you know. If you want to do, I think, good music, you have to be sincere. And
that's to come from the heart, doesn't it?
Yes, it's a cliché, but it's true.
Yeah. You have to be very passionate about it. Now, you've got a solo single of your own coming out.
Yes.
Naive Music?
No, Naive Song.
Naive Song?
Song.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's out when in just a couple of weeks' time?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the video. Come and snuggle up and watch it together.
Unhappy girl, unhappy boy, unhappy son, unhappy friend, all living in a happy world, all living in a lonely world.
Yeah, I could see myself getting down with my bad self to that, babe. It's cool. It's a good song, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's great. I love all that sort of electro sound.
Thank you.
So that song features on your album, which is called Production.
Yeah.
So, it also features a track by Madonna sung in French.
Yeah.
Did it take
almost in French?
Almost in French. Did it take a long time to complete?
Yes, but not for because of the French section, because it was a complicated song, you know, there was a lot of different sections and it was really hard to mix. But I think music is difficult to do. You know?
Yeah. But do you actually, I wanted to ask you this, do you agree with this trend of producers becoming almost as famous as the artists they produce? Because it's kind of...
Yes, but it depends if you are, when you are involved in songwriting and you produce, it's a cool thing. But just producing tracks, I'm not sure it's really interesting, but today, if you do, especially in electronic music, production is a part of the song, you know, of the songwriting, and it's cool when you can do it.
Well, it sounds fantastic. I'm definitely going to go and get your album. Of course, if you want to pass it to me for free, I wouldn't say no. So, just very, very quickly, do you think you'll be working with Madonna again in the future?
Yes, I hope.
She's doing a gig over here, I do believe, next week. Are you going to go and watch it?
Yes, we will.
Do you want to take me?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, you're on, mate.
Play guitar.
Thank you very much, Mirwaz. Right now, it is time to catch up with the lovely Mr. Richard Bacon. Richie!
Thanks very much, Denise. There's a sign for you. We're in Grantham, in South Lincolnshire, marking it's 10 years to the day since Margaret Thatcher resigned or was ousted from office. Here's a gentleman called Joe, who is a Grantham sign maker. Hello, Joe.
Good morning.
Now, you were something of a Thatcher fan.
Very much so, yes.
That's why you made the sign.
Yes.
If I can pick you up on one thing, she was actually Prime Minister for 11 years.
Ah, but these were made when she was Prime Minister for 10 years.
I see. In actual fact, I know that you're quite annoyed, you live in Grantham, and yet there's nothing really in Grantham to mark the fact that this is a place where she was born and where she grew up, and that irritates you.
It does irritate me, because even the house where she was born has been used for something else now, and I think it should have been...
I think it's a chiropodist now.
Yes.
Yeah. OK, well, Joe, thanks, Joe. Well, we've got some good news for you, because today on the Outside Broadcast, we are going to commemorate the fact that Thatcher came from Grantham, and that it's 10 years to the day since she was ousted. Despite the fact a decade has gone, she still makes headlines. I don't need that, get rid of that. Have a look at this, there we are, look. Front page of the Sun today, Maggie rages at folly of vain Blair's Euro army business, and there she is on the front of G2 from The Guardian as well. So still making headlines. Later, we're going to meet old school friends, and we're going to meet somebody that she taught when she was a teacher during the war, and we're going to celebrate it in our own special way. Good news, Joe?
Good news.
Very
much so.
I thought you'd think so. That to come later. For now, back to Donna.
Hello, good morning everybody, and welcome to the Phone Bunker, where I'm joined by, of course, the Toon Army, and indeed Mirwaz. Big up, he's in the house, man. He's great, fantastic. And now this is the guy that obviously spent a lot of time with the fantastic Madonna. So this is your opportunity to ask Mirwaz anything you like, whether about his music, or maybe is it something you'd like to know about Madonna. I don't know what she has for lunch, what her favourite TV show is. I don't know, whatever the question is though, please do give us a call on the usual number, which is 020 8985 all the ones, or you can fax me on 020 8985 all the twos. Now Mirwaz, is there anything people can't ask you?
Okay.
Or can we ask you anything?
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared.
He's not afraid, kids. So ask him absolutely anything. Yeah. Also, we'd love to hear from you if it's your birthday today. Maybe if you're celebrating somewhere out there, get on the phone for that. And also, I'll be revealing today's head scratcher a little later. Yes? All right. But right now, I think we're going to go to a break. This is Channel 4. You're watching The Big Breakfast. See you soon. Thank you.
Later on The Big Breakfast, we lend an ear to Australia's most notorious criminal, Mark Chopper Reed.
I never do that on a first date. Oh, hello there, and welcome back to The Big Breakfast on Wednesday, the 22nd of November.
Yeah.
I'm Denise Van Outen, and this is the lovely
Donna Eyre. Good morning to you all.
Okay, still to come on this morning's show, we've got our larger-than-life competition, Yanks for the Memory, with Jeff and Stacey Lardberger, the macho world of Hobbies for Men. Something for the fellas, and a celebration of the Thatcher years with Richard Bacon, live from Grantham this morning.
That's right, but now to mark the video release of our 6th series of the hit comedy Friends, we're giving you the chance to win the behind-the-scenes tour of the Warner Brothers studio in the glorious LA, where Friends is filmed, of course.
And I know what you're thinking, could this competition possibly be any better? Well, yes, it could, because there's a possible walk-on part in an episode of the new series. Did I sell that well?
Yeah, come on, keep selling. It's fantastic. I'm very excited.
It's a fantastic prize because it also includes...
It certainly does. It includes 6 nights accommodation, hotel transfer, studio tour, car hire, spending money, travel insurance, and a ticket for your friend to watch you hopefully record the show. It'd be marvellous.
But one winner must be, and this is really, really important, you have to be over 21 and hold a valid driving licence and a valid passport. Now, here's how you can enter. Today and tomorrow, we'll be showing different Friends faces here on The Big Breakfast. All you have to do is spot 3 faces, remember who you saw and where you saw them. If you spot a friendly face, then call this number. It is 09001 447714 796253.
The last we could give me your number.
How much will calls cost our viewers?
No more than 60p, so do keep watching out for those faces, and you and a friend could be jetting off to LA, and me and Denise cannot enter, unfortunately. So we'll be keeping you dated on that, but right now it's over to Jasmine Lawson with the Big Breakfast News.
Yay! Good morning, these are the main stories on Wednesday, the 22nd of November. Court gives Gore a fighting chance, 10 years after Thatcher, and Madonna's snatched by Guy. Supporters of Al Gore have welcomed the decision by the Florida Supreme Court to include hand-counted ballots in the final tally. Rival George W. Bush said his camp would look into challenging the decision. All recounts are due in by Sunday.
I don't know what those ballots will show. I don't know whether Governor Bush or I will prevail. But we do know that our democracy is the winner.
William Hague's gone on the attack over the government's pledge to a European army. He's even brought out big gun Maggie Thatcher, who called the move a monumental folly. Mr. Blair counterattacked, saying our forces would only be used in humanitarian and peacekeeping missions. Some say she still rules, but it's actually 10 years today since Margaret Thatcher was sacked by her own cabinet, who came to consider her an electoral risk. Admirer Tony Blair is currently pushing through the privatisation of air traffic control, something even she didn't manage. The legislation containing the bitterly contested reforms to policing in Northern Ireland last night passed through Parliament. As part of the bill, the Royal Ulster Constabulary will have its name changed to the Police Service of Northern Ireland. After months of speculation, it looks as though Guy's finally roped Madonna into tying the knot. She's revealed that the Lock Stock director has popped the question and that they're expecting to marry next year. They've also decided to set up home full-time in Britain. Here's the sport. The casualty list has grown ahead of tonight's Champions League action. Patrick Vieira joins Gunners not on patrol against Spartak Moscow, and the mighty Real Madrid arrived in Leeds to learn that United are 10 men down for their clash. Troy Andre Flo is a step closer to becoming Scotland's most expensive player. Chelsea's Norwegian striker has handed in a transfer request, heightening speculation that he will join Rangers for around £12 million, pending agreement on salary. That's the Big Breakfast News. Simon's at the house for the weather.
Thanks very much, Jasmine. Morning to you. Well, we're in for a rather rainy and windy day today, unfortunately, but it should clear up as we move on through the afternoon. This morning, however, all of this part of Great Britain, I'd imagine, is going to be rather damp and rather blustery. The West Coast in particular, the south there, Wales, and indeed Northern Ireland, Scotland getting hit quite badly. The East Coast will be a little bit brighter, but still tempered by rain, unfortunately. Hopefully should be becoming a little bit lighter and patchier by about midday, especially in south of England. This afternoon, still wet and blustery in Scotland and Northern Ireland. Most parts of England and Wales should be a little bit drier and brighter. You might even see a glimpse of sun in the south. That's all from me. Now it's time for Yanks for the Memory.
Yanks for the Memory is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Hi, I'm Jeff Lordberger.
And I'm Stacey Lordberger.
Hiya!
Hiya! I'm hungry! Jeff, my feet hurt.
Mine too, Stacey.
I can't believe how far we walked.
Me too. The elevator is 10 yards away, you know?
I know, Jeff. Hey, where's the concierge?
Geez, the service in this country sucks. It sucks. The service sucks. Oh, that is so... Stacey, get in there. Let me get a shot. That is so quaint. Oh, that is... Smile! Oh, let me get in. No, it's okay.
Jeff, you get in. Oh. Jeff, you get in there. Get in there,
no,
Jeff.
I won't be able to get...
No, you will. Go on.
Okay.
Hey, ready? After 3, say cheese. 1, 2, 3. Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger.
Hey, that's a great shot.
Stace. Hey, we just checked in this morning, and we went to visit that big tent that apparently costs more money than we spend on cakes. I read in the paper that it was quiet until they had a diamond robbery, like a big, what's it called? The big
Millennium Dough.
Hey! Yanks for the memory!
Maybe.
Wait a second, I just had an idea.
What, Jeff?
Maybe. I got a load of postcards here to send to the guys at home.
Oh, great, Jeff.
And he could help us send them because we can't remember any of the places we visited.
That's right, because we were too busy thinking of food.
Can you help us out?
I'll try.
Thanks, concierge. Hey, we got some callers on the line. They're gonna guess how many cards we're gonna safely mail home, right?
Okay, and if you don't know the answer, you just say, Don't even go there. Okay, let's meet the callers. On line one, we got Diane from Blackpool. Hi, Diane, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, what kind of tunes are you listening to these days, Diane?
Anything a bit funky, you know.
Do you like to rock? Do you like rock?
No.
Do you like Britney
rock?
Spears? Feed me one more time.
You must like that. Come on, you like that, huh? You like Britney?
No, not really.
What do you like?
You suck.
You suck. You're one of those chicks that ruins parties by liking no rock.
Okay, right. How many postcards do you think concierge Donna get right?
I think 5.
5.
Write it down, Linda. Write it down. Okay.
On line 2, we got Philip from Swansea. Hi, Philip. How are you?
Hi, Stacey.
Hey, Phil, what do you think about Zeta marrying Michael? I mean, she's like a local girl for you, right?
Yeah, she's a stunner.
She's a stunning-looking chick, right?
Right.
But if not a little underweight.
What do you think about her marrying, like a sex addict?
Great.
Hey, I think
that's
Michael
great.
Douglas rocks.
He rocks, but he's a sex addict. How do the people of Swansea like that?
Oh, they love it.
Right.
Okay, how many postcards do you think the concierge is gonna get right?
This, I think, is 6.
You think 6 hot dogs? Woo.
6 hot dogs, okay. Next we got Donna from Donington.
Hey, Donna, how are you?
Good morning, Stacey.
Is your surname Kebab?
Right.
Donna. Oh, I need a kebab, man. Listen, Donna, you live in Donington. That's kind of neat. Isn't that kind of neat? Okay, listen, how many postcards? She's gonna get right.
4.
4
cheeseburgers.
Write it down, Linda. Okay.
Hey, Jeff, quick.
That was me funning by the counter in the hotel. Okay.
Okay, let's have the postcards.
Half the cards.
Okay, concierge, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, call number 1, are you ready?
And if you don't get one right, you say, don't even go there. Right.
Okay, I'm gonna start this.
You start, Stace.
60 seconds on the clock. Cool. Okay, this is that place. It's your equivalent of the Grand Canyon. I think they made a lot of cheese there. It was a new meaning of the word gorge to us.
Cheddar.
Yes, absolutely.
Big pile of stones in a circle, Salisbury Plain.
Stonehenge.
Correct, where the pixies run.
Okay, listen up, concierge. There used to be 5 of these chicks. Now there's 4 or less, and they love to holler. They know what they want, and they really, really want it.
Spice Girl.
Absolutely right.
Okay, he used to be the singer in the Beatles. He's alive.
Paul McCartney.
Correct.
Okay, this
They're
guy,
really
he didn't
tough.
like the lovely Thatcher woman. He tells jokes, writes books and plays and films. Hard-working, limey. He did a bit of politics to break up the comedy. Speaks really fast like that.
Don't go there, don't go there.
Oh, it's been out. Never mind.
Okay, it's a kind of big church. It looks a little bit like St. Peter's, but it's not St. Peter's. It's in London, and it's St.
Paul's.
Correct. You done it
Hey,
there,
well
guy.
done. This place, apparently, it's got a couple of towers, but not for long. Maybe we could buy them.
Yeah.
It was the site of your greatest victory in '66, and your only one. They play sucker there, sucking up football.
That's Wembley Stadium she's talking about there.
No, don't go
Okay,
there.
That's okay, concierge. You've done enough.
Hey, concierge, you got 5 right. That
Give me
means we
5,
have-
concierge. Yeah.
Hey, I gotta take a photo.
Oh, dogs! Sick 'em! Woof, woof, woof.
Who let the dogs out?
Oh, dogs! Sick 'em!
Hey, Diane,
Okay.
hold on.
Let's go to Diane. She's in
Diane,
Blackpool.
how you feeling?
I feel at the top.
How are you, Diane?
Brilliant.
Are you feeling good, huh?
I feel really good.
Oh, you went wild, fellas. You went wild.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, get your slice of pizza for that one, right? Okay,
Well
Diane.
done to Diane. Hey, well done.
Hey, well done.
She's been clean
Hey, Listen,
Cheers!
I got to thank the concierge. Listen, here's a patronising amount of money for your service. Take a tip.
There you go.
Jeff and Stacy Logberger are currently appearing in Honey, I Ate the Kids on Broadway.
Hello, Netherlands. Speak Netherlands? Okay, what time do we arrive? Where? Next time you must come and visit us. Okay. Okay. My egg must be boiled.
Hello there, welcome back to the Big Breakfast. Now, it was not so long ago that man was still being seen as very much a hunter-gatherer. As indeed he still is at buffets. Working to put food on the table for his family and repairing the home, or cave. Thankfully, times have changed and female equality means that man has a lot more time on his hands, time that can be put to great use in...
Hobbies for men.
Yes, that's right. You're watching Hobbies for Men. Today's hobby for men takes us into the wonderful world of pickling. Yes. No, I don't mean getting blind drunk. And here to tell us all we need to know to start pickling is preserving expert Oded Schwartz, author of the Preserving Book, which Linton, what did you say earlier? He goes,
That's a handy little preserving book.
It certainly is a very handy little preserving book. Okay. Morning, Oded. Welcome to the show.
Morning.
Lovely to have you here. Now, how good a hobby is pickling, would you say?
It's wonderful. It's very relaxing. You know, you can chill down, sit around the table, drink your wine and prepare all those vegetables and fruit. And then the kind of the satisfaction is to serve them.
Okay, yes. But also there's a lot of kind of chopping involved. The blokes like chopping.
Yep. Yes, they do, but what they like is the kind of the spices in the bottles. It's like a chemistry set.
It involves knives, vinegar, sitting around boozing, not a lot of clearing up afterwards.
Hopefully not.
Well, no, you looked this morning, it looks pretty easy. Okay. Strikes me as very manly indeed.
Good, it is.
Okay. Is it a manly thing? I mean, in what cultures is this considered a male hobby?
There are many cultures, like the Middle East and Mediterranean, which men do the pickling. And every family kind of have an Uncle Joe who's a specialist.
Who's the pickler?
Yeah, who's the pickler, yes.
Okay, in British families, you've just got one uncle who just spends his whole time getting pickled. It's very, very different. Okay, is pickling dying out in Britain?
To a certain extent, yes. But, you know, even in urban conditions, we have gluts. You know, in your garden, apple trees, plums, whatever. What is a better way of pickling it? And
keeping it forever. Okay, so it's a good economy measure as well.
It is
a lot of
wonderful.
Okay. Pickling is popular, as you say, in the Middle East. But what is the most unusual thing you've ever pickled?
I think that it was the green almonds.
Green almonds, ladies and gentlemen.
And deliciously rare.
There's fellas here going crazy for that. Okay. We've got some unusual pickles here for us to have a taste. As you know, I can never taste anything on the show in case I'm ill. Yeah. We can't have that.
Yes.
So as usual, ladies and gentlemen, bring forth the taster. He's eaten locust before, dipped in chilli sauce. He is Linton, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome him, enjoy him, Linton. Okay. Wrong one, Lint. We're going here first. We're building up to that.
We build up to that. That's ginger pickle.
That's ginger pickle.
Indian, spicy in oil.
Good.
Good.
Is that really good, Lynch?
It's like lime pickle.
It's like a lime pickle.
But with ginger.
Yes.
With ginger, okay,
yes,
okay.
Yes, it is.
What's the next thing we're pickling? What's the next thing?
That is very British.
I don't like the look of that.
And what is
it's pickled walnuts. And they're absolutely fantastic.
Pickled walnuts?
Do you want the whole one or shall I?
tells you.
Of course.
Okay, there we
You
go.
eat it through. Look how nice it is in the centre.
Go on, Lynch, have a bit. Go on. How's that going?
It's quite nice.
Is it
It
good?
is, it's sweet and nice,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, better than the first?
Better than the first.
Okay, and you think that the walnut combines well with the whole pickling process?
Actually, the walnut with the ginger's nice.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, how's it going to go when we have these little octopus here, ladies and gentlemen?
No octopus. It's first cooked, so it is.
Volunteer for certain death. Go on. Shinai.
Nice.
That's going to be
Nice.
good all the way.
Okay.
Got a calamari deal going on there. Looks nice. Looks nice.
But I can give you something which is kind of not a pickle, it's a preserve.
Okay.
And that's habanero chili.
Habanero chili, the hottest chili on earth, made into a jelly spread.
And
I think we can have a close up now on Linton's head.
3.
Can we have sweat cam?
And speed.
What's that like? Is it really hot? And I've got to take viewers, if Linton says something is hot, we have to take this very, very seriously.
Oh, it really is hot.
But it has flavour.
Yes, lovely.
Linton, is that like for maniacs only, that one?
Yeah, it really is.
You're getting secondary burn now.
I really am.
Yeah.
And it's still, I don't think it's fully kicked in. If it's preserved, you'll probably be another 3 tiers, 3 levels before you get to chili nirvana.
Yeah.
It is a chili nirvana, isn't it?
Okay.
Nice.
Well, I don't know if it's about nirvana literally meaning no wind. I think we can see exactly the reverse.
Nice.
Okay, thank you very much. Linton, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody does it better. I'm not quite sure what it is, but there we go. Now, Oded, as a beginner in the art of pickling, what would you recommend for a first dabble? Watch this. Men, watch this.
Simplest pickled vegetables. And what you do, you prepare them, cut them into size, and I even did a crinkle.
Crinkle effect.
Crinkle effect with that.
What's that called?
Crinkler.
A crinkler.
Yes,
That's called a crinkler.
It does.
Okay, just wanted to know that. So you've got crinkle cut carrot there.
Carrot
You've also got
and-
some cauliflower in there, yellow pepper, red pepper, and that's about it, really.
About
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
And
What
those
else
were
next?
steeped overnight in a saline solution.
Okay.
Water with a bit of salt, about 2 tablespoons
For every litre of water. Okay, we then shovel the vegetables in that,
Yeah.
leave it for 12 hours
Yeah.
so they're nice and salty.
And now it should be nice and salty, and the great thing is that they lose a lot of the water, and therefore they're not going to weaken the vinegar.
Okay, nice one. And you get the salt and vinegar. Lovely.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
Walker's found out, it's a devastating combo.
It is. Now what you do is you put in your jar, a bit of chili and maybe a bay leaf, a cinnamon stick,
A bit of cinnamon in them.
some cloves and allspice. Stick,
A bit of cinnamon in them.
some cloves and allspice.
So this is really where the art of the pickler comes in, and
Yes.
how he's flavouring
Yes,
his particular pickle.
And then, let your
Can I just ask you,
imagination...
sorry to interrupt, but in your own, in the Middle East, is that where all the art of the pickler lies? In what his secret kind of pickling ingredients?
Yes. The secret ingredients, yes.
Okay, that's important, fellas.
Yeah. Now, you just drain the vegetables...
With the salt water. You don't rinse them or anything, you leave that all
don't.
on. Okay.
You taste them first. If they're a bit too salty, you put them in cold water.
Cold
to
water,
get
okay,
rid
you
of-
can do that. Same with any
Then
marinade.
They have,
Okay.
Yeah, they have to be nice and salty. And you pack your jar...
Wait, and you do pack the jar down, I
Yes,
noticed there. You're
yes,
not just leaving
yes,
them lightly on top.
yes.
You're packing those in, aren't you, you cheeky man?
Yes. Kind of, well, you have to be worth for money.
Yeah, I bet so. Cheeky.
Yes. And then this vinegar, which was boiled with spices to give it... spices and sugar to give it a flavour.
What spices you put in there?
I used the same kind of spices, and you put them in a little bag and put them, like a bouquet garni.
Okay, loving
and
it, loving
you
it.
boil it for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Then you cover it with...
It's so easy. Bingo, Bob's your uncle. You put that on. How long are you leaving that down for?
Now, about 2 to 3 weeks, and it will be ready.
Okay, bingo, Bob's your uncle. That's
the
that's just what Ed, my producer, said to me, and the words came out of my mouth. It was quite odd. Okay, bingo, Bob's your uncle. Go to the next item, Vorley. Okay, so that's that. That becomes that, although the jar will not get bigger.
Yeah, not get bigger, no.
That'd be an amazing process indeed, defying all laws of physics. But this is what you're left with. How long has this been down for?
That was for 2 weeks.
This is 2 weeks old?
Yes.
So I can open this now and enjoy pickled carrot. Okay.
It's still crisp.
Oh, it's good, though.
Oh, it's good.
Well, I, for one, I know what I'm doing for the rest of the day. Christmas pre-records. Do you know what? Here's the outside broadcast unit with Richard Bacon. It's a manly habit. All information on pickles, or if you've got another good manly habit, 0208 985 all twos.
Two.
Right. Here's Richard Bacon with the outside broadcast. Oh, dead, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, thanks very much. Live this morning in Grantham to mark the 10th anniversary of Thatcher's resignation. We've seen this sign. If you saw us earlier, you've already seen this sign. This is Joe, who's something of a Margaret Thatcher fan. And you made this hello again.
Good morning again.
Thank you for coming down. I mean, in a minute we're going to meet lots of people from her past. But Joe, I mean, you are. If there was a Margaret Thatcher fan club, you would be a member.
I'd be the leader.
You'd be the leader. Thank you. Now, this is nice dressing for our piece. I'm going to go meet some people from her past who've come down to see us. Whilst I do it, could you kind of sidestep with me and keep the sign in shot all the time?
Yep.
It's a sidestep. So all the time, sidestepping as I go through her past. Thank you, Joe. Now, many people remember Margaret Thatcher as Margaret Thatcher Milk Snatcher. She actually stopped school kids having milk at school. That's why we've got empty bottles. That was before she became Tory leader in the 70s. She took over from Ted Heath. She was also, of course, known as the Iron Lady for taking on the miners and the trade unions and beating them. But also, and this is a little known fact, she was part of a junior research science team that discovered a chemical that makes ice cream softer. That's a true fact. It's not a joke. There, well, a bit of a silly mask, but there's some ice cream. In many ways, she was Mrs. Whippy and responsible for this kind of ice cream. All right, I'll take it with me. You're still with me?
Absolutely.
Thanks very much. Now, with us this morning is a guy called Simon King. Now, Simon, just a couple of miles from here is the shop that she grew up in. Her father had a grocery shop. To be honest, Joe, can you hold that? Can you do that and hold the sign? Don't drop the sign. There we are. Thanks very much. Sorry. Now she had her father had a grocery shop.
That's right.
She grew up there. It's now a chiropractor.
That's right. And before that, it was a restaurant. After it was a grocery store. Alf Roberts ran the grocery store. Her father.
Alf Roberts?
Yes, her father.
Really? Okay.
And it was a restaurant, and now it's a chiropractic clinic.
Okay. Now you brought a picture for us, haven't you?
When
so
it was a restaurant.
Now let me explain this to viewers. That it was turned into a restaurant, but to cash in on her celebrity, they built like a set of a grocery shop in the restaurant that she came to visit.
That's right. Yes, and there she is. I don't think she ever worked in the shop, but that's her.
It doesn't even look like her, actually. It looks more like Mike Yarwood's impression of her. Are you sure they didn't send a lookalike?
I'm sure that's her.
Okay. Do you actually sleep in her bed?
No, we don't live there at all. It's purely a chiropractic clinic. We have therapy rooms where her bed was, but we're not quite sure which room she actually slept in.
Okay. You're right. You're still there, Joe. You're right.
Still here.
Thank you very much. You can eat the ice if you want. You can eat it. Go on, eat some now.
Yeah.
Eat it. Thanks. It's because of Thatcher. That's so soft. Thanks very much. And also, very quickly, we've got Terry here. You actually, Margaret Thatcher, briefly, she was a teacher during the war, and you were a pupil of Thatcher.
That's right, yes.
What was she like as a teacher? I imagine quite authoritative, quite strict?
Yes, I think so, but of course she was only, I would say probably a 20-year-old then, a relief teacher.
Attractive?
Very, very pretty lady.
Did you have a crush on her?
Yes, we all did. All the boys did. We were only, I don't know, 11, 12 years old at that time.
All right. Thank you very much for coming down, Terry. We're going to see more from you later. What we're going to do is mark this occasion. People like Joe over here are actually very annoyed that the people of Grantham, the council in Grantham, have done nothing to commemorate the fact that this is where Thatcher was born. So to please you, later we're going to have a special event. Good news. So join us for that live in Grantham. For now, back to Donna.
Yes, welcome back to the Fun Bunker, everybody. Now it's time for you to win today's prize in our head scratcher. It is, can you find two words that contain two consecutive U's? Two consecutive U's. 2 words, yeah? If you can get that right, you can win this fantastic MIDI disc player from Dixon's. Get that, everybody. The number is 0208985. You can fax me on 0208985. Or, of course, you can email at thebigbrother@channel4.com. All right, now, as you know, we've been joined all morning by Miwaz in the phone bunker, the producer behind much of Madonna's recent album music. We've been asking if you've got any questions for him. We've got one here from Cheryl in Scotland, said, when is Madonna bringing out her next single? This is Don't Tell Me, which you worked on as well, didn't you?
That's mine, yeah. We were. With Joe Henry, the brother-in-law of Madonna also.
Yeah.
He wrote the lyric with Madonna.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I take it that we don't have a date for that. I'll find out, but I think that's out very soon.
Yeah,
and you're going to be playing with Madonna, aren't you? Because everybody's getting very excited about the gig, of course, on Tuesday. What kind of things is Madonna? Are you rehearsing with Madonna for this gig at the moment?
we have already played in New York. You know, a gig in New York 10 days ago.
Yeah.
And it's really cool.
Is she going to be doing lots of her old classics?
No, it's
just the new stuff.
New stuff.
All right. Well, listen, we're going to be talking to you throughout the show. Thank you very much. Don't forget, you can ask me anything you like. But right now, this is Channel 4. You're watching The Big Breakfast, putting the music into your morning every day. Yeah.
Okay, still to come on this morning's show, we've got the stars of North Square, Ruth Miller and Phil Davis in the house. Right now, it is time to go.
No, wait, there's other things.
We'll do that afterwards.
Let's meet Mr. Wayne Hemingway's in the house.
Jasmine Lewis with the Big Breakfast.
Wayne Hemingway! Wayne!
Good morning, these are the main stories on Wednesday, the 22nd of November. Al Gore lives to fight another day, Pony Girls smack Ali G, and a Backstreet Boy goes solo. Vice President Al Gore has been given a shot at the White House. Florida's Supreme Court has ruled hand-counted ballots must be included in the final tally. The final count is due on Sunday. Gore trails Republican candidate George W. Bush by 900 votes.
The court has consistently held that the right of the people to cast their vote is the paramount concern overriding all others.
The government insists there's no need for a ban on French beef, despite a warning from the Ministry of Agriculture. Meanwhile, EU agriculture ministers have agreed to screen millions of cows across Europe. Airlines will today begin issuing health warnings on tickets for long-haul flights. It's thought passengers in cramped conditions risk developing potentially fatal blood clots in the legs. It comes as the House of Lords unveils a report into the condition. Channel 4's Smack the Pony rode out of the International Emmy Awards with one of the top gongs. The all-women comedy sketch show won the Popular Arts Emmy at a glitzy New York ceremony. They threw off competition from their stablemate, Ali G. Female fans of the Backstreet Boys will be celebrating the news that Nick Carter is now single. He confirmed the rumour during their 100-hour round-the-world promotional tour, which just wound up in New York. Needless to say, the lads are a little tuckered out. Here's the sport. Capitalism may have finally killed rugby union. The entire England squad is on strike, demanding a bigger share of profits. No one's expected at training this morning ahead of Saturday's game with Argentina. Manchester United topped their Champions League second stage group thanks to a Paul Scholes double strike over the Greek side Panathinaikos. He clinched a 3-1 victory with goals in the 81st and 90th minutes. That's the Big Breakfast News. Simon's at the house for the weather.
Well, good morning to you. Thanks very much, Jasmine. Well, the wind's eased up a little bit, which is probably how this day is going to go. We haven't had any rain here yet, but I think this morning a lot of the British Isles are going to be seeing that rain and some rather unpleasant blustery winds. All over the place, I'm afraid, especially the west coast, Wales, southwest, and indeed Scotland and Northern Ireland getting hit by that quite badly. The east coast will be brighter, but again, tempered by showers, never far away from showers. As we move on through the morning, probably by about midday, that rain will ease up slightly, become slightly patchier, especially in the south of England. This afternoon, it'll be still rather wet and blustery in Scotland and Northern Ireland, but most parts of England and Wales should be drier and brighter. But don't tempt fate, the rain is never far away. There will be a few leftover showers, especially in the north of England and along that west coast. The south and the east, though, should be a little bit brighter. You might even catch a glimpse of sun there, and the strong winds that we're experiencing as we speak should die down a little bit. Quick look at the temperatures for today: an 8 for Edinburgh, 7 for Belfast, a 9 for Wales and the Midlands, and a 10 in London. So a little bit warmer today. That's all from me. Join me in half an hour. Now it's over to Johnny and Denise.
Simon Fielder, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Simon Fielder.
He's very lonely on weekends.
Yeah, word. He's not lonely because he's got a really good phone box nearby with loads of cards in. No, seriously, he gets all the sexy lovelies he wants. OK. Let's take a look at the sun. Morning, how are you? Read all about it! What am I doing? Read all about it! I broke with tradition. You can't do that, Vonnie.
You're mad.
OK, the sun. Maggie rages at folly of vain Blair. Thatcher says by backing a European army, Blair is putting the nation's security in peril to satisfy political vanity. I'll tell you one point they haven't made about the European army, which occurs to me.
What's that?
Well, I think it would be a threat to security, because if you think about it, the German army is in fact the old, well, most of it, the old East German army. Which had very close connections with, I think, the Russian military intelligence, not the KGB. I think they were the NVD. And so, you know, they must still have quite a little relationship going there. I think it's severely compromised from the point of view of the security service. And I know my friends and fans in MI5 will be very glad I pointed that out. Morning, fellas. See you later. OK. Yeah, but I think it's a true point. I think very compromised, very compromised and leaky. Yeah. Well, why should we share our secrets with them? You know what I mean? Also, I was thinking, it seems to be sort of all of this European lot, and then there's Britain and America. Where have I heard that before? OK, I'm going to move on. It's The Independent. Pupil-teacher ratios worst for 25 years, with an average of 17.1 pupils per teacher. No way they're going to be able to get teacher-pupil affairs going with those kind of numbers. The figures are the worst since Labour were in power in 1975. Education, education. More like misleducation. You know what I mean? Hey? Are you with me, comrades? Thank you. Sonny, is it true you were actually... I'm not being funny. No, stop that thing. Stop that thing, because you should be playing Land of Hope and Glory round, Sonny. Turns out...
Oh, that's low.
No, Sonny, you were a young Conservative, weren't you?
No.
Conservative?
Sonny,
you've been coming down here for 3 years, giving you red Sonny.
Yeah. No, I was
you were
never
a young
scum.
Conservative.
No.
You were. You were a Thatcher foot soldier, and I've got it on good authority.
No.
Yes, you were, Sonny.
Conservative.
Sonny, I've got this on very good authority, mate, that you were a member of the Young Tories.
No.
Sonny is Tory boy.
Guilty!
No.
Tory boy.
Okay, are you sure, Sonny?
Yes.
Because if you want me to drag up evidence, I can.
Yeah, no.
He was. Okay, here we go. He was. Do you know who told me? I'm not. Actually, I can't tell you my mole. Well, let's mole, or should we call him Fox? Yeah. Okay. Easy with the Fox. He's legendarily well hung.
The Battle of the Booms.
Okay, it must have been. Let's move on. Phil Davis is holding the Daily Star, proper paper. It must have been a fix. Storm's Victor. Actor Richard Wilson accuses ITV of making sure someone won £1 million on Who Was to distract viewers from the last episodes of One Foot in the Grave. Do we think television has really got that ruthless?
No, but surely they'd have been rumbled. Somebody in the audience would have come forward.
Would have chambled it.
But they would have, wouldn't they? Unless they have to sign a confidentiality agreement.
Yeah, well, no, they always tell us if it's going to be a big win, though, don't they, now? That's why I kind of stopped watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, because I know if someone wins it, I'm going to be told in the papers the morning before. But let's ask someone who... Mark Wagman, you're not a cynic. You've worked in television. You're a star of Emmerdale for many years. You're now working on entertainment department. But all I'm asking you, Mark, is do you think television has got this dastardly?
No, I have to say I don't think they could have fixed it. I have to say, even though it would have been very difficult.
Wait, Linton.
Should let his butt cheek speak.
Yes. Who's got unfeasibly large buttocks? You'll get there soon.
I don't think they could have fixed it. It'd been very difficult to have fixed it, but it is suspicious, though.
It is suspicious, isn't it?
But you can't prove it. That's the problem.
Yeah, see this.
I mean, there were hard questions still. There were stingers. I mean, you go around the street, not a lot of people know who Eleanor of Aquitaine was married to.
No,
sorry? Okay, here we go.
I don't think that woman's just been picked on because she's posh.
Yes, it's classic. It's classic classism. Phil, what do you think? Do you think television's going to be that?
That's not very posh.
Can be that cynical?
Television is very ruthless, but I don't think they managed to fix the questions. I mean, how would they do that? I'll give £1 million away just to...
Okay.
Let's just wait and see anyway.
Ed's advising me legally we're on very dodgy ground. This isn't the sort of discussion we should be having.
And in fact, Birds won
apparently,
£1 million.
Phil has now lost everything due to that. I don't know. Do you know what? I'm going to get it. Right, it's 8:09. Here we go. Famous last words from Robbie Williams at an MTV party. I'm enjoying the fact that everyone seems to be getting...
exhausted Robbie Williams.
They're all exhausted. It says, despite suffering exhaustion and severe gastroenteritis, Robbie tried to liven up the gathering, shouting, "Party, party, I'm the king. Now let's rock this place." Before collapsing and being carried out. Isn't it? Comes in, he's going like that. "Party, party, I'm the king. Let's rock this place." And that's it. That's just a reenactment. Just reenact it. "Party, party. I'm the king. Let's rock this place."
So the thing is, if you're really rock and roll, then you have a lot of stamina.
Yeah, of course
so
you
really
do.
It's just a lightweight.
Your rock and rollers, they can stay up for like, what's he called? Keith Richards. I was going to say Cliff Richards. Very different.
Yeah.
Big difference. Keith, not related. Very different. But he managed to stay up for 89 hours on a sesh.
So really, Robbie Williams, you're not cool at all.
Yes. Well, Sonny Barger, ex-former head of the Oakland chapter of the Hells Angels, stayed up for 9 days. 9 days.
I once stayed up for 14 days.
Did you? That's Ibiza, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
OK, here we go. Here's another one for you. Four-wheel drive tortoise runs on Super Shell. Good pun. Tortoise. Doris, a disabled tortoise. God, they've got to move slow, haven't they?
What? Doris what?
Not a tortoise, a disabled tortoise. The speed at which that would move, it'd be barely discernible. It'd be like the hour hand of a clock.
Oh, bless.
Is mobile again after a vet glued Lego wheels to her shell. Here we go.
Yay!
Good idea. Stuart MacArthur found the solution in his daughter's playroom. He said, "I was clearing the toys up at home one day, and it came to me that I could use the Lego wheels to help paraplegic tortoises."
Oh, that's really sweet.
He used strong household glue to to fix a Lego base to the underside of Doris. Then the wheels that fix onto the base. But he warned tortoise owners this treatment can only be carried out by specialists highly trained in tortoise diseases. Oh, come on, mate, you just glued some wheels to it. It's not that specialist. That's what I'd have done. I'd have used one of those friction motors. So you actually like that?
Why do tortoises have shells?
I don't know.
So they can light their cigarettes when it's windy.
Nice. Okay. Did you just improvise that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice gag. I'll tell you another thing I'd like to do, tortoises. Put on a flamethrower, yeah, on the top, and one of those like big pecker things. Put them on the wars. Robot wars with live giant turtles with flamethrowers on. It'd be superb.
I love tortoises.
And if you put a hot link to a Sarah Michelle Gellar site from Buffy, you've got a surefire net-winning success.
What else have you got for us, Vaughan?
I've got turkeys. No, I've got milkmen at a South Wales dairy are being issued with handheld computers, which the company claims will cut 5 hours a week off delivery times. Well, it will do that. Typical entries include number 27, likes baby doll dresses, use the back door. Number 39, no delivery, husband back from oil rigs. Number 43, no juice, extra cream. OK, here's another one for you. Rap star Puff Daddy is playing Santa to the homeless by splashing out 200 grand to feed 30,000 people living on the streets of Atlanta, Georgia over Christmas.
Oh, that's nice.
Good lad.
Yeah.
Last night, a pal claimed Puff might act like a tough guy. He's got a real heart of gold.
Oh.
He's got. Do you know what? I've seen Puff Daddy. It wouldn't surprise me if he did have a heart of gold.
Yeah.
Actually, physically, put in there. I've seen his jewellery.
The magic rapper.
With just like a bit of perspex over there, so you can see his gold heart. Yeah. Silver liver, just going down there. You can also see diamond kidney stones. Again, going through a transparent colon. And just mink down his pants there. Oh, come on, a mink. There's nothing wrong with a mink merkin. Thinking cap on, Denise.
OK.
My boyfriend has suggested I should become an escort girl so I can earn some money.
I think that's a good
Sorry,
idea.
I can earn some fast money. Naturally, I was shocked when he first mentioned it, but he says he's got a mate who can introduce me to a few wealthy gents who are looking for company.
That's fine, if it's just for company.
Like a bit of company, sir? Have you ever stayed at a hotel in Manchester? What'd you say, Donna?
Simon could rent for the weekend.
Yes, Simon could join in, yes! What with Simon's weakness for ladies of the night. OK, here we are. What are you wearing? Here we go. When he says he's got a mate who can introduce me to a few wealthy gentlemen, apparently they are lonely businessmen working in town who just want a girl to take to fancy restaurants. And this is important. It's not like being a prostitute. I wouldn't have to walk the streets or anything seedy. But I'm really not sure. We desperately want to live together, but we're both out of work. My boyfriend says it makes perfect sense
I think she should go for it.
to go along with his plan. It makes such sense. You are sitting on a gold mine. Physically.
You're right.
I'm uneasy that these rich businessmen might want more from me. What shall I do? Do you know what Jane O'Gorman says? She says, I think your boyfriend is what is commonly known as a ponce.
Right,
Okay.
it's 8:15
I've got
now,
two last things.
No, we must do that
this.
because this is unbelievable.
Okay, have a look at this. This is the only showbiz. We'll have a look. This is the new Michael Jackson. Sorry, that was my my thing at the back. There's Michael Jackson. There's Michael.
What has he done?
The Hulk. It's the Joker.
Oh, what is
It is the Joker, isn't it?
It's the Joker.
I think we can have a close up.
I've seen him quite close up.
We can have a close up of his nose.
Do you know,
tell you
I have
what.
seen him quite close up at the Royal Albert Hall. He walked past me.
Did he?
Yeah, went, ow!
He did it.
No, he didn't.
Did he go?
But
Did he go? Because that's what he's been doing now for 20 years.
20 years.
In those short
Look at
trousers.
that
So
nose.
His face is an absolute mess, honestly.
But do you know what that nose says to me? He is throwing down the gauntlet to Daniela Westbrook there, isn't he? He's saying, come on, Daniela, bring it on. I can out-nose you any day. Look at that.
Look at that.
What is that hanging off, do you think? Perhaps he cut himself shaving, because that used to be... No, I don't know. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, I think he looked better before. Do you know what? I think I'm going to do the fun down with the pun down.
Can you read that, or do you need your glasses?
I'm all right. I'll be all right. A man is crowned. No, a man is crowned the world's... Actually, do you know, 3 very strong puns today. I'm delighted to inform you. All right, Sonny. Hey.
Tory boy.
OK.
Conservative.
Spit it up. Fact. Spit it up. A man is crowned the world's greatest fibber. Pun says. The Lion King. It's not a bad pun, it's a good pun. It's a good pun, it's a good pun.
Number 2.
A psychiatrist is struck off. This is a great pun. We're moving into greatness. We're not quite... we're about there on the geniusometer.
No, a little bit further in.
A bit further in, about there. Genius. Are you ready? A psychiatrist struck off and told off. Here we go. Shrink wrapped.
Oh, that is so good.
It's about there, isn't it? It's about there. What could be number 1? Well, as you know, if it's good, it's going to have Germans in it. German football legend Franz Beckenbauer impregnates his secretary.
That's Japanese.
I know. There's a story behind that. The pun says, it's a massive pun, it's a towering pun, it's a great pun. The pun says, hun in the oven!
That might just have to feature on one of our Christmas shows.
That might just have, that might get a place,
It might
we'll see. But actually I thought number 2 could have been a bit stronger there, shrink wrapped. Not quite so sure. Anyway, we'll be debating that at the pubs and clubs of Britain throughout the day.
Thanks for the papers, Johnny. I really
Easy, that's
enjoyed
my
that.
nad. OK, still to come this morning, I'll be talking to Chopper Read, Australia's most notorious and violent criminal, and Richard Bacon's in Grantham.
He's in Grantham this morning, so make sure you join us.
Yeah, when you write these cards, yeah, don't do it in small joined up like it's an essay. Look at that, I can't read that. Look, it's all joined up and nice, isn't it? I'm glad you, mate. You're not writing a thank you letter to Granny for Christmas.
Anyway, you've got all these plus
trying to make things clear for Denise Van
after the break.
It's naive, isn't it?
I can't read.
Still to come on this morning's Big Breakfast, we have a brief encounter with Legal Eagles Phil Davis and Ruth Miller.
It was a mistake. Moment of madness.
On your marks, go!
I hated you and I wanted to lash out. I loved you for a lifetime. I hated you for a second. Sorry.
A special hour-long episode. Brookside, Friday from 8 on 4.
Now, what is it about lawyers that make them such a good subject for TV drama?
It's a difficult question, Denise. Difficult question.
Is it the intense pressure and passion? Is it the hint of danger from the criminals?
Could be.
Or is it the wigs and the black gowns? Well, to help us find out, we are joined this morning by 2 of the stars of hot legal drama, North Square, Phil Davis and Ruth Miller.
There we go.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Say love the show.
No, they're not going to play. Come on.
Okay. All right, now, why do you think it's been such a huge success, North Square? Because it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it is fantastic. Do you enjoy it?
Yeah,
do you enjoy it?
Well, I think it's because it's well written, well made and well acted.
Yes, absolutely.
Well written, well made and well acted. Can I say I'd add to that as well, it's very insightful.
Insightful, yeah.
Yes.
And it's a look at the legal profession from an angle that it hasn't been looked at before.
Oh, you like angles?
You love angles.
Yeah,
John, we have a look at a clip from the very first episode here. What episode are you on now? On the what?
It's number 6 tonight.
They're on number 6. How many are there in the run?
10.
10. OK, let's have a look at a clip.
Hello.
Who are you?
The new pupil, Morag Black.
You're going to court.
No?
What you're here for, isn't it? Tell her, Johnny boy. Johnny boy.
Frank Green. First appearance, GBH. Don't do a thing, all right? No bail application. Hello, goodbye. And be nice to him.
OK, there we go. That was a clip from North Square, the first episode. They are on episode 6 now. Phil, the lawyers, what sort of feedback have you had from the legal community as well?
Well, I mean, I'm not a member of the legal community, as you know.
So what sort of feedback have you had from the legal community?
I spoke to a solicitor only the other day and he said that he loved it.
Really? How are you speaking to a solicitor then?
It's probably it would be wise not to go into that.
Really?
Yeah.
You joking?
Go on, go into
No.
He doesn't want to, but often people don't. Often people...
on a private and personal
OK,
matter.
nice.
OK, all right.
Oh, go on. No.
So how much...
That's my question, Denise. It comes under the heading Johnny.
Tough. I'm going to do it.
No further questions.
How much research did you have to do to prepare for your roles?
Well, we went to a barrister's chambers and I spoke to barrister's clerk. They're not all like McLeish, but I spoke to one. What did you?
I sat in a room of 8 pupils like that, feeling very thick.
Because you play, as you know, you play the novice who goes along and you're straight in on like a really heavy crime.
I was okay, so I didn't have to do that much research for it because obviously she learns as she goes through it or doesn't.
That is so handy. So,
it was a joy.
So you're able to say, no, I think my naivety is very important to the role.
Yeah,
The fact that I can remain completely ignorant and do no research is vital.
Well, it's written by a barrister, so you kind of feel on safe ground that he knows what he's talking about.
Okay.
Phil, am I showing you too much leg there?
No, not quite enough. Really. A little bit more would be very well.
I want to go about a yard above the knee. Is
that better?
Now, Phil, you have received, and rightly so, a lot of praise for your portrayal as the scheming head clerk, McLeish. Does he actually care for his lawyer charges, or are they just an opportunity for a fast buck? What would you say about both?
Well, it's both. I mean, he cares for he loves his barristers, he loves them, but he wants them all to be rich and successful because that makes him rich and successful.
Just tell us a little bit about them, because I didn't realise they had so much power within the chambers themselves. So what does the head clerk actually do?
Well, he runs the chambers. I mean, when the work comes in from the solicitors, he distributes it to the barristers. So if there's a really juicy murder case coming up and all the barristers want to do it, then it's McLeish who chooses which one. So he does wield a kind of power and influence. And also, he takes 10% of all of their fees.
So is he the richest man in the chambers?
He's the richest man in the chambers. They earn a lot of money, these guys.
And have they had sort of legal training, or they go in just as a clerk and they learn
They just go in as a clerk. Apparently, it's one of those businesses where nepotism rules, you know. You get cousins and sons and
funny
relatives
handshakes
and get them in. You know.
Yeah, right. Lovely.
You have to enjoy dressing up.
But so the power of the head clerk is enormous because he can bring on some barristers. If one won't take one, he can do a bit of log roll and take that. You can have that job.
Absolutely, and also he's juggling all the cases. You know, he's got a case. You don't know how long it's going to last. 2 days, and so he's booking all his barristers to try and make as much money as possible. That's his prime motivation is to get rich.
To get rich. Denise, I think you got a question.
I've got a question now for you, Ruth. Are you listening? Are you listening?
I'm listening.
Now, North Square has catapulted its cast to immediate fame. How are you coping with this?
I don't get any attention.
Oh, you must do.
No, you must do.
Recognise you on the street.
Ruth, don't say this.
I got stopped by a barrister in Glasgow.
But that's a
on the
different
weekend,
matter.
but that's it.
I told him I don't go that way. Pull your trousers up.
Yeah.
Okay, no, is that
do you
almost
get
true?
recognised when you go out?
No. No. I'm sorry?
Do you get recognised when you go out?
No.
No, never, not at all.
But not really.
After the car advert that you did.
Oh yeah, that was I did a bit then. Yeah.
That one complaining about men.
Okay. Now, Phil, you've directed Prime Suspect and ID whilst acting in Quadrophenia, Births, Deaths and Marriages. Do you offer tips to the director ever?
No, I button it right up. So, I mean, because if I'm directing, the last thing I want is an actor coming up to me and telling me how to direct it. So, I try and be the kind of actor that I.
Oh, but sometimes you must just think, that's wrong. What are they doing?
Well, occasionally, yeah, occasionally I have to dig my
You've had no ugly scenes.
No ugly scenes. No. The director directs it, and I get on and play my
Okay, I love that. I'm just an actor doing my job, Johnny. Just an actor. Got a job to do. At the end of the day, I get there, do the job. Got a job to do. That's it.
I've got a question for Ruth.
Okay, question for
Okay,
you,
North
Ruth.
Square is filmed in the most unshowbiz town of Leeds.
It's not an unshowbiz town. Leeds is a cracking place. Leeds is a really happening place.
Well, he's got Harvey Nichols there now as well.
No, that doesn't make a place
But do you think
happen. Just because Harvey Nichols turns up there.
Ask posh.
No, Leeds is a phenomenally good place for a night out.
Johnny,
I'm really
will you
insulted
please
by
just
that.
shut
And me and
up?
all my fellow Northerners are.
Why do you do this every time?
I'm not.
Every time
You
I'm
get on
trying
with
to
it
do
by
a serious
yourself.
interview, you do this to me every time.
I won't have Leeds dissed. That's why. Okay.
Anyway, Leeds, it's a rubbish
It's sponsored
place.
by a good cider
Do you
company.
think North Square has made it cool again?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. The stars here. No, are we going to have a second series of North Square?
Well, we certainly hope so. I mean, that's up to Channel 4 in the end. But we
It's
are.
just been confirmed that apparently, yes, they are going to do another
Well,
series.
I'm very pleased.
No, they haven't, but I thought that way I'd sort you out. Okay, well, listen, thank you very, very much, Phil Davis and Ruth Miller. Okay, I can't read that. Look, you're still doing it. Look, he's writing. Who can read that? But right now, this is Channel 4 and you're watching The Big Breakfast. We always keep you briefed. See you soon.
Welcome back to The Big Breakfast. Richard Bacon here, live this morning in Grantham, commemorating, have a look at the sign there, 10 years since Margaret Thatcher left office. A lot of people here went to school with her, a lot of them, like this gentleman here, Margaret Thatcher fans. When you join us a little bit later, we are going to be talking to these people and singing a song to commemorate this occasion. That to come in a couple of minutes' time. Right now, it's over to Jasmine Lowson with the news and weather.
Richard. Good morning. These are the main stories on Wednesday, the 22nd of November. British to fight back and Prince Charles tastes angel delight. Supporters of Al Gore have welcomed the decision by the Florida Supreme Court to include hand-counted ballots in the final tally. Rival George W. Bush said his camp would look into challenging the decision. All recounts are due in by Sunday. William Hague's gone on the attack over the government's pledge to a European army. He's even brought out big gun Maggie Thatcher, who called the move a monumental folly. Mr Blair counterattacked, saying our forces would only be used in humanitarian and peacekeeping missions. One foot in the grave, star Richard Wilson accused ITV last night of setting up its first quiz millionaire. He said he found it ever so slightly suspicious that a millionaire winner appeared the night of Victor's death. It's also been suggested that the questions were dumbed down. Charlie's Angels finally lived up to their name last night, being the special guests of a proper Charlie. The Prince of Wales had two of the stars of the hit film round for dinner ahead of tonight's premiere. That's the Big Breakfast News. Simon's at the house with the weather.
Thanks very much, Jasmine. Well, a very quick weather for you. We're in for a windy, rainy day generally. This morning, most of that rain concentrated along the east coast. Indeed, Wales and Northern Ireland getting hit as well. As we move on through the day, hopefully it should be clearing up a little bit. The south and the east clearing up the best. Might even see a little bit of sun there. The wind should die down. That's all from me. Check out Richard in Grantham on the OB.
Thanks very much, Simon. Indeed, I'm in Grantham. This is where Margaret Thatcher was born and grew up. She grew up in a grocery shop about 2 miles from where I'm standing. We've come to an estate. Lots of people here, including Joe here, who is a Margaret Thatcher fan and a big one at that.
I am, yes.
Yes, and that's why you made that sign for us as well. Now, it's 10 years to the day since she left office. There's quite a lot of people here who live in Grantham who are quite upset with the council. They don't really mark the fact that this is where Thatcher grew up. So we're marking it today. We're going to have a song in a second with the Salvation Army band. But first of all, let me come to Gladys here. Gladys, you went to the same school as Margaret Thatcher.
I certainly did. A most marvellous school, wonderful. It still is, yes, yes.
Yes. But in many ways, you kind of, I mean, as we said earlier when I met you kind of embody many of the sort of similar qualities just meeting you. You're from very much the same mould as her.
Because it was, this is how we were taught at school,
yes,
to think for ourselves and stick up for our principles too.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Gladys. Let me come over here to Mike. Mike is, I'm sorry, it's a dreadful day, but Mike, you're the mayor of Grantham.
I'm indeed, yes.
You're actually a Labour mayor, so and it's difficult for you to praise her, but is there, in some ways, are the people of Grantham proud of the fact that Thatcher came from here or not?
I think some are and some aren't.
What about yourself?
I have to very reluctantly say that I admire her for what she did for women, but being a son of the South Yorkshire coalfield,
yeah,
I have mixed feelings myself.
Do you think some of the people here, like these people here, residents and Thatcher fans, do you think they have a point when they get irritated that there's nothing in Grantham to mark the fact that this is where she came from?
Again, I can't really say. There are a lot of people who are not really bothered, you know.
Well, let's go over it. Alison, and let me get names. It's Alison and Mr. Kellum. Hello.
Hello.
Alison, you're certainly a fan of the lady.
Yeah.
What will you be doing today to mark the fact that it's 10 years since she left office?
I don't really know, just doing the normal usual things anyway, so...
You won't be, I don't know, baking a cake or doing something. What about you, Mr. Kellum? It's a big day for you. You're a Thatcher fan.
No.
Will you be doing anything special at all?
No, I don't think so. It's just a normal day's routine.
Right.
So...
OK. But are you sad that Grantham doesn't seem to care?
Yes, we are.
OK.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Alison, thank you for coming out
That's
in the rain.
right.
It's nice to see you. Now, what we're going to do to finish this piece is have a little bit of a song. Joe, do you want to get in with the sign and your ice cream? Come over here with the sign. Mrs. Thatcher, actually, as a young research scientist, developed soft Mr. Whippy ice cream. That's why that's there. Keep enjoying it. Thank you very much, Joe. Now, we're going to finish with a song to mark this day in the rain. We've got some school kids. We've got the Salvation Army band, and we're going to sing to the tune of God Save the Queen, a special song, well, some special lyrics that we have written. Army band, are you ready? Are you? Yeah, good. Right, here we go then. Please sing big and sing loud. It's very well written, this tune. All right, kids? Yes. Right, here we go then. 3, 2, 1, and band, away you go. This is tea. Queen of Tory. Sing louder! Okay, listen, I think we're gonna kind of leave it there, really. But thanks very much for coming out in the rain. That's it from us commemorating this day. Let's have one last look at the sign as we leave here at Grantham and hand back to the house, where I think you're going to have a look at a clip of Australia's most notorious criminal.
Now, Mr. Reid, have you been searched prior to your appearance in this courtroom today?
Yeah, by all and sundry. Everyone's had a go at it.
And why do you think that is, Mr. Reid?
Well, they searched everyone. Especially you, Mr. Luffman.
I put it to you that the reason you were searched so thoroughly is because you have a history of violent behaviour in courtrooms. Are you not currently serving a sentence of 14.5 years for the attempted abduction of a judge?
That's 16.5 years, Jimmy. 16.5 years.
There we go, saw it last night. That was a clip from the new controversial box office smash, Chopper. The film is about Australia's most notorious criminal, the infamous Mark Chopper Reid. But there's more to this big, dangerous man than meets the eye. He's sold over 400,000 novels in his native Australia, ladies and gentlemen. And in the film, he's being played by one of Australia's funniest comedians, Eric Bana, who Big Breakfast viewers might remember from The Castle, one of my favourite films. Anyway, he's no simple criminal. Would you please welcome on the phone, live from Australia, Mark Chopper Reid, ladies and gentlemen. Morning, Chopper.
How are you, Johnny?
Not too bad, mate. It's quite abstract talking to someone 12,000 miles away while I'm in a shed in East London. I hope it's good for you.
Yeah, it's all right.
OK, mate. Now, the film has been a great success, receiving 3 top film awards recently in Australia. Are you happy with how you're portrayed in the film?
Oh, yes, I'm very happy. It was quite an accurate portrayal.
Yeah? You got no beef with it at all?
No.
OK. It's a very violent film. I think that's what people will be struck by. Do you think it glamorises violence?
No, I don't think that's a very violent film at all. I mean, if you watch it carefully, I mean, someone got stabbed to death and someone got shot. I mean, that's about 15 seconds of a Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
That is
he kills about 300 in every picture.
That's true.
Say my movie's violent.
Yeah, that's true. But there is quite a sort of there's quite a high level of comedy, I felt, attached to the violence. At one point in it, you're stabbed by a friend of yours, and you don't seem to notice in it.
Well, if you ever get stabbed, it's something you don't really notice right away. It feels like a big punch with a cold needle in the middle. And a bullet, when you get shot, that feels like a big punch with a hot needle in the middle.
Right.
So it's something you don't notice right away.
Right, so actually it's quite an accurate thing in the film, because I thought it was quite, you're sort of standing there and your best mate's kind of stabbing you, and you're kind of having a conversation with him while it's going on. I wondered how accurate that was.
Well, I'm sure there's quite a lot of people in the UK that have been shot and stabbed, and they will be able to ring up and accurately tell you that when you get shot or stabbed, you don't immediately feel pain. It's you don't feel pain for 3 or 4 minutes afterwards.
But have you got a very high tolerance to pain anyway?
Yeah, I've got a pretty high tolerance to pain, yeah.
Yeah, OK. Now, you stated publicly that during your crime career you were certifiably insane and not a well person. But, I mean, do you take responsibility for your acts, or is that almost like another person?
Of course I do, of course I do. You know, like, I might have been certifiably insane, but I still knew what I was doing. So of course I take responsibility for my actions. OK, Chopper. Do you know what?
The viewers in Britain now are going to look at another clip. Here we go. This is, again, from the film Chopper, which I strongly advise all of you to go and see. Here we go.
Yes. If you could just see it in your hearts to move me to Sale, I'd be really appreciative. Geelong's a dirty old hole.
Come on, Mark. You're classified as a maximum security prisoner.
You're in here convicted of a very serious offence.
Suppose a bribe's out of the question?
Mark, this is not a joke.
I'm not joking. I'll be getting $5,000 crimes compo when Jimmy and I finish up at the Supreme Court.
Look, Mark, a bribe is out of the question. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, but if I stay in here, I'm dead.
Now, it was quite odd, but I felt one of the most charming things about the way you were portrayed in this film is your kind of instant regret after inflicting sort of violence on someone, the way instantly you go, "Oh, I'm sorry, mate." And I just wondered, was that true in real life as well?
Yeah, we got a saying where we come from that just because you're going to kill a person, there's no reason for discourtesy.
Oh, that's brilliant. But you are very... But in your own life, I mean, did you feel that kind of instant regret for what you'd done? And you sort of look down and you think, "Oh, my God, what have I done?" And is that quite true, the way that was portrayed?
Well, in the Australian criminal world, I mean, very often when close friends are all carrying guns together, every now and again one of those guns go off and friends fall out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that you hate each other, it just means that someone got shot.
Yeah. Well, I also guess that, you know, I don't know if humans are sort of emotionally equipped to deal with just being able to move a finger and kill someone in rage, whether that's sort of, you know...
Oh, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist. I can't answer those sort of in-depth questions at this time of the morning, Johnny.
Yeah, good.
You hit me a bit hard with the psychology there.
Yeah. No, I was saying that we get really cross with each other and we get those kind of blinding rages. And a gun kind of gives you the capability to kill someone in one of those rages where if you didn't have one, you might just sort of knock them about a bit. Yeah,
well, I've never been in a blinding rage with a gun in my hand.
OK. So, one of the things that people will be most startled about in the film, I think, is where you get your ears chopped off.
Yeah, that was quite amusing. Yes.
Yes, but well, yeah. In real life, you know, I mean, what was your thinking as that happened? You couldn't have been in your...
You know that Quentin Tarantino based his entire reputation on a movie called Reservoir Dogs?
Yes.
And in that movie, there was one bloke got his ear cut off.
Yes.
And, both my ears come off about 10 years before anyone ever heard of Quentin Tarantino.
Yes.
And I can tell you now, they don't stop bleeding. They just keep bleeding and they bleed and they bleed and they bleed. And you go to hospital. I lost 9 pints of blood. They had to give me blood transfusions because you just don't stop bleeding.
Okay.
And it's I don't know how Van Gogh ever survived when they reckon he cut one of his ears off. I don't know how they patched it up or stopped the bleeding.
And he only lost one.
They just don't stop bleeding. It just comes out like a shower.
Okay, I'm just going to say this.
Hundreds of little tiny capillary veins.
I'm just going to say.
Blood everywhere. It's quite a sight to see.
All right, Chopper, easy. We go out to kids, and I just say if there's any kids watching, do not remove your ears.
No,
this morning.
Do not take them off.
Do not take them off, or get a friend.
Keep them on.
Keep your ears on.
This is
Thank you very much. It's good. That'll go around the playgrounds of Britain. Chopper says, keep your ears on. Chopper, I'm also going to add here, it's not a question, but you have donated all your profits from the film to a police charity supporting children with cancer. So, ladies and gentlemen, witness for ourselves the softer side to Chopper Read. Chopper, it's been a pleasure talking to you this morning. I love the film, and I'm going to try and track down a copy of your actual book from which it's based, if I can, in Britain. But best of luck to you.
My publishers might dust a cobwebs off their wallet and send you a copy.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be good. Yeah. Listen, Chopper Read, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for him. If you ever make it into Britain, Chopper, do drop by the house. We're always here at the Kettles.
I'll come round and see you, Johnny. Don't worry about that, mate.
OK. Don't worry, mate. I'll be ready for you. Do you know, the Kettles always... Chopper, the Kettles...
Keep them ears on.
Yeah. Keep your ears open, but the Kettle's always on. Chopper Read, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll see you later.
OK, Chopper.
Well, I'm not quite with the tsunami, but I'll let you off. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to your Big Breakfast. I'm Donna Eyre, and all this week we're giving you the chance to win a behind-the-scenes tour of the Warner Brothers studio in Los Angeles, where Friends is filmed. So if you were thinking, could this competition get any better? It certainly could, because there's a possible walk-on part in an episode of the new series. Get that for a prize. This fantastic prize also includes return flights, 6-night hotel accommodation, hotel transfers, studio tour, car hire, spending money, travel insurance, and a ticket for your friend to watch. One winner must be over 21 and hold a valid driving licence, and both must hold valid passports. Now here's how you enter. Pay attention, okay? From today until Thursday, different friends' faces will appear somewhere on the show. All you have to do is spot 3 of the faces and remember where you saw them. Remember who you saw?
And where you saw them!
Thank you. As soon as you think you've spotted any 3 faces, just phone 0900 144 7717. That's 0900 144 7717, leaving your answer and your daytime telephone number, yes? And calls should cost you no more than 60p. So watch out for those faces, because this is an amazing competition. But right now it's time to go up to Denise, who's with the very trendy Wayne Hemingway.
Yeah! Thank you very, very much, Donna. No, Stan, I don't want to make chunky love to you. Now, we are always keen here on The Big Breakfast to keep you ahead of the fashion stakes. It's a feat to be managed with the help of one man who not only predicts the look of the next season, he creates it too. Would you please make some noise for Mr. Wayne Hemingway? How are you, Wayne, this morning?
I'm all right, and we're going to ask a question. Can art help you give up smoking?
Can it, Wayne?
Can it
Do you
indeed?
have the answers this morning?
Well, there's an exhibition tonight. Starts tonight at the Whitechapel Gallery in London town. And
East London.
Yeah, it's organised by, listen to this, the World Health Organisation European Partnership Project on Tobacco Dependence, which is a mouthful. And they've got some pretty famous artists to do some anti-smoking stuff. Now, I actually like this one here. It's like, so things that make you laugh can actually make you kind of give up things, I think, can't they? So that's showing a monkey smoking.
So how is this supposed to help?
Well, this is a picture of a mechanical monkey that just smokes a cigarette till it goes down.
A chain smoker.
Yeah, so just something about it. Something about it. This is by...
What's this one?
This one's
Ashtrays?
Stefano Arienti, which is just like a load of ashtrays. A nice bit of, a nice bit of art. No, it doesn't, Donna. No, it doesn't.
No, I said, doesn't it make you want to stop smoking?
It does make you want to, definitely want to make...
And what else have you...
Show a lot of
well,
leg.
from modern art...
Viewers like leg.
More leg later. From modern art to something I picked up from a car boot. 60s art there, look at that.
You love car boot
Yeah,
sales,
I love
don't
car
you?
boots. Now,
Do you go every single week?
Every single Sunday morning for 2 hours.
Which is the best car boot sale that you've
My wife gives me £9 to spend every week. I'm asking for a rise to 11.
So where's the best car boot sale in the country?
The best ones are on the south coast, because lots of old people live there. Yeah, you're right, all round there. Now, this looks like a famous person, and I pay 50p for this.
Brigitte.
For the person that rings in, or emails in, or faxes in, and agrees with me who it looks like, think modern...
I know.
Go on, clue.
You think you're modern?
Could be, but if anybody gets who I think it is, it could look like Brittany, couldn't it? Could be Kate Moss. Anyway,
Cameron Diaz.
I will donate an article of clothing as a prize to the person that gets it. Isn't that nice of me?
You'd want to enter them.
Things for Christmas presents.
Yes, what have you got for Christmas presents?
Wellies.
I love Wellington boots.
They're really rare.
They're really sexy, aren't they?
Yeah,
as
and
well?
they are.
No knickers and a pair of wellies.
You should buy things that are rare, and wellies are really rare. Now you can buy. Now these ones.
Really rare?
These ones are lined in leather. £195.
They're expensive.
From Eagle. Camouflage ones, £75.
Hey, Donna, you could have those for the tsunami.
Now Donna in those. Thigh waders. Get one of them on, Donna.
Try those on.
Oh, I've actually come to work in these today.
They're very nice.
Tartan
lined.
line. Yeah, second hand these ones.
Let's just have a look. Look at the size of Donna's thighs. Look, those skinny little whippet legs. Look.
I could put my full body in this.
Tighten them up.
2 legs in one.
Imagine them attached to your knickers or something. It's fantastic, wouldn't
See,
it?
I do think they're quite sexy. A little bit of rubber.
I'm going to show you in a bit how sexy they really are.
Okay.
But first of all, Playboy glasses.
Oh, where can you get these from? Because they're great if you're having a party.
Playboy website, $6.50, or Urban Outfitters. And that kind of retro kitsch cool, isn't it?
That's really nice.
You can see if you... Johnny, excuse me, you're masking
Get out
my
the way.
shot.
Oh, don't know to touch me in the ball.
Right, now...
I did not touch your nads.
Demo this week, right? Now, Charlie's Angels, is it a premiere tonight?
Big premiere
now,
tonight.
To
Charlie's
me,
Angels. Very
to
excited.
me, this fashion was in last year. I know you like it a little bit, but
See, I do, but Johnny, actually, because I like to do the Farrah Fawcett flicks.
and I don't like you with your hair like
But
that.
you don't.
I do.
Yes.
I think it's.
Why though? Why don't you like that look?
I think it's a little bit tarty for you. I think it's a little bit last year.
I think it's really nice, but doesn't she look nice with that hair?
I prefer you with your hair like that.
Slick and air hostess.
Hang on a minute. Hang on, this is coming from two guys that are going bald.
Boldness is sexy.
Who better to ask? This is what we do if we had hair, Denise.
Yeah, we would not have it flicked up at the side.
What we don't have, like serial killers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry about that, viewers. OK, so anyway, have you got some Charlie's Angels?
So we have got Charlie's Angels fashion, but the good thing about it is sexy. So first up, we've got Anna. Now look at this, lads. Yes. We like the dress, we don't like the hair. Dressed by Patrick Thompson. Last season. Any season for me, that's lit up the front.
That
any
is very,
season.
very sexy. So how much does this cost?
It costs £120 from Patrick Thompson. Shoes, Christian Louboutin, 250.
Oh, I love the shoes.
Nice ones there.
Yeah. Dresses with a slit up.
Yeah.
You'd have to be careful.
Spin round quickly in that. Keep spinning. Go on, keep moving quickly.
Go away.
Right. Next up, we've got Adora.
You love it, Denise. Acting like you're all outraged.
This is the other way of doing it, the Charlie's Angels thing.
Because you've got hair.
Did one pop out?
We suddenly started picking up different cable channels.
No, I prefer this look. This Charlie's Angels look.
Yes.
Cover it up a little bit. Like it.
That's really nice, and I like
Brown
the flare
velvet
as
suit,
well.
Dolly
That's
Diamond.
very slimming.
Second-hand outfit.
Thank you very much, Dora. Big
Finally,
sorry.
Dolly
you're right.
Diamond.
Now, this
Dolly
is
Diamond.
a lovely accent. This top, is this a Chloe top? Because it's Stella McCartney.
It's blue Nile. I think it's taken from the Chloe.
Yes, it's very, very.
Can you get any shorter skirts in
No,
that?
that's how a skirt should be.
Bit shorter.
Yeah. That's going to look good in any car park.
It certainly is.
It's fantastic.
And then finally, we've got Bosley.
Yay!
Bosley.
Jacket from Rocket, and let's have all the girls around him, fully dressed in model's own shoes.
Could we please
They're his own shoes. He wears those when he goes home.
OK, tonight's
Let's have
the big
the pose.
premiere of the Three Lovelies. There you go. Thank you very, very much.
Four lovelies.
Four lovelies. No, three lovelies and one not so lovely. OK, thank you very much to our lovely models and, of course, Mr. Wayne Hemingway. Right now, this is Channel 4 and you're watching the very fashionable Big Breakfast.
Welcome back to the Big Breakfast. Just got time to resolve this morning's head scratcher. Can you find two words that contain two consecutive U's? Now, there were other obscure words such as residuum and moo-moo, but the main two words that were the two consecutive U's were, of course, vacuum and continuum. Yes, so I've just got time to pick a winner. Thank you for all of your calls this morning. Our winner this morning is Sam from Edinburgh. Congratulations, Sam! Yay! That mini disc player is on its way to you. I'll be back in the phone bunker, but right now it's back to Johnny and Denise.
Thank you very much indeed, Donna.
Thank you,
Denise
Donna.
there just asked me which words are acceptable on television. I had to tell her that all her examples weren't. Except for Nad. Do you know what? Time to thank all today's guests. It's been our pleasure to welcome Phil Davis and Ruth Miller from North Square. Thank you very much, Thank you very much for joining us this morning. We've had Mirway. Thank you very much for coming down here this morning, Mirway. Have you enjoyed yourself?
He likes me.
Yes.
Has it been an intriguing morning?
Yes.
A good morning?
Yes.
You're taking me to see Madonna on Tuesday, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
OK, that's lovely. That's going to be a hot date, I tell you. The louder you scream, the faster she goes. Mark Chopper Reed was on the show this morning. Oded Schwartz, our pickling expert. Laker Clowder for the Association of Charity Shops. We've had Wayne Hemingway on the show, haven't we?
Yes, he's over there now.
He's over there. He was fantastic. I thought it was a great Wayne slot this morning.
I think he
really enjoyed that. We nearly saw one as well. And Richard Bacon as well. Do you know what? We're going to the news or going to the end of the show? That's it.
We'll
Goodbye.
see you tomorrow.
Farewell. Goodbye.